afternoon. Welcome back to my channel, John's Dad Hikes. This weekend I'm in Mohican State Forest, north of Columbus, Ohio. Beautiful day, few centimeters of snow on the ground. And here's the fire ring. I'm going to show you how I set up a fire today. I think I'm going to need it. It's 20 degrees Fahrenheit, a little bit of a breeze. I'm planning to set my tent up right over in that flat area. Seems to be about the best area for a tent. This is February 18th, and no surprise, in the Midwest of the USA, we've got snow on the ground and it's cold. And the fire ring is no exception. It's got snow, some ice in there, and when we start the fire, we don't want all of that water putting our fire out. The trick I want to share today is building a raft under the fire. You can do it with bark. Doesn't really matter. You can lay lots of sticks parallel to each other, just as long as there's no way for the ground to affect the fire until you've got the fire going. So there we've got a nice little raft built. All of this will burn up eventually, but I'll build the fire on top of that raft, and it'll suck air in from the side and won't suck up cold, wet air from underneath. All right, so let's start building this fire. I'm not the only one, I'm sure, that wants to burn up some masks, so we're gonna use some tinder as a mask. Use a mask as some tinder, I mean. We just put the tiny little stuff on here, crisscrossy. Nothing goes in parallel to anything else. You want air to go between everything. And if you want to put a fire out, just move the logs so they're all parallel. They won't get any air and they'll stop burning. So just little tiny stuff. Most of this is from a river birch tree. The branches dry out and they just fall willy-nilly everywhere. We pick them up and we've got good little sticks for a fire. Notice everything is going in crisscross, nothing is parallel to anything else. Put little bigger sticks in here. They'll catch on fire real quickly too. They're all really dry stuff. It's all parallel. Kind of looks like a teepee, but not really. It's all full, kind of crisp. Hopefully that's not making too much noise in the microphone. I'll pull out the sticks. Stuff will catch really quickly, and that's actually a problem. This will burn so fast that if we don't put bigger sticks outside of this pile will burn up and we won't get any heat energy from this to light the bigger sticks. Make these a little bit less parallel to each other, kind of leaving that side over there on this side a little open so I can get at it. All right, so there's our initial pile. Now the next size up. A little bit bigger, size of your finger, a little smaller. Just crisscrossing these, nothing. Now we're kind of building that teepee that you've probably heard of. All right, so as the little stuff starts burning, it'll warm up and dry out the bigger stuff. I was at a training class once where we were learning the art of fire. And the one thing I noticed that a lot of the people did is they lit the little stuff, then started putting on the bigger stuff like I'm doing. And they wasted all of that energy. Right, I want to see if I can light this with a spark lighter. Doubt it'll work, but it's kind of fun if it does. Boy, it seems like it wants to. And that's not going to work. So I'm going to put in my egg carton fire starter. It's a paper egg carton. You can make 12 of these at the same time. Inside you stuff all kinds of lint. I put in little pieces of wood, sawdust from the bandsaw, melt wax on it. And you can sometimes light that with flint and steel, but it works good with a Bic lighter too. All right, now I want to be a little careful. Don't want to disturb too much, but don't want to waste any of that energy coming off of that little flame. Push it in a little bit further. Now it's starting to burn. I want to get some of the bigger logs in. Use some of that energy to warm these up, get them burning. Real important to make sure there's still air coming through. You don't want to put so much on that it blocks the air. Oh, I bet you can feel it warming up in your house now, can't you? And that fire is going to work now. Not always certain, but some of those bigger sticks are starting to catch, and that's the key. That raft is keeping the cold, wet ground away from the fire. They'll eventually dry it up and burn up the raft. That's fine. Not a problem. So that was it.